Hey friends! Welcome to another edition of our OA Summer Panels. Just as a reminder, OA stands for Orientation Advisors. We're all the people that you're going to be seeing with the burnt orange leading you throughout orientation. We're here to help you in any way we can. So one of the things we decided to do was have this little fun panel to chat about like transitioning into UT. We'll share a bit of our stories as well as provide advice and like share anything that we might think might help you. We have a few questions to answer, but feel free to keep asking questions in the chat. We'll be replying as we go. But as you can see, I'm not the only one here. I have all these lovely friends, and if they can introduce themselves, that would be great.
Hello, I'm Jake. I'm a second year math major. My pronouns are he, him, and my hometown is Alpharetta, Georgia.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Josh. I'm a second year marketing major from a town just south of Dallas called Waxahachie. And yeah, my pronouns are also he, him, his.
Hi, everyone. My name is Linda. I am a third year journalism major. My pronouns are she, her, and I am from Houston, Texas.
Hi, everybody. My name is Courtney Bullard. I'm a rising sophomore. I'm an undeclared major in the College of Liberal Arts, and I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Hi, everyone. My name's Sterling Mosley. I'm an international relations, government, and history triple major, second year from Prosper, Texas.
Thank you so much. And I'm Caro. I'm a third year advertising major from Fort Worth, Texas. I use she, hers, and I will also be your host for today. Now, like I said, we do have some questions already, but feel free to keep chatting in the chat. We'll do our best to answer any questions. So for our first question, transitioning to college is a big deal. So what were some of your worries and what did you do to manage them?
So I can answer this question. I'm a first generation student. So like in the summer before attending UT, I was like really nervous of kind of like being alone and navigating UT. Just because like my parents have never like went to college themselves, and I was also like the first to graduate from high school in my family. So it was like a bunch of pressure. And again, like I was the only one from my high school to go. So I was really nervous, and but I did manage to like solve this just by like attending office hours, which is like where you meet with your professor from your classes. And like using those times to like connect with my professors made me feel like, oh, like I do belong here and I'm not alone. And just because I'm first generation doesn't mean that like I couldn't make it. And I'm like really proud that I kind of got over that hump.
Yeah, like similar to what Courtney said, imposter syndrome was probably the biggest thing that I worried about, just because I was top 5% of my class. I still felt like I was inadequate to be at UT. Still felt like I didn't belong here. And for those who don't know, imposter syndrome is just the feeling of that you don't belong somewhere, you're not good enough to be there, which is not true. If you made it into UT, you belong at UT. But that was one of the big things. But as Courtney said, like going to office hours, connecting with those professors that kind of just, they were almost like my parents away from home because they really do care about you. They really do want to see you succeed. And just reaching out to them and getting to know them was a big part that really helped me the most. I was also nervous about making friends, as everyone is. That's another thing. Just because you're afraid to make friends, but so are they. Like everyone's nervous, everyone's scared. Not if they look like they have it all together. I don't want to say they don't, but 9 times out of 10 they don't. Because I look like I have it all together. 9 times out of 10, I'm still figuring things out on my own. Like we're all human, we're all normal, we're not perfect. So as far as making friends and connections, your professors help you with that. Joining orgs was a big way that I managed to do that. Just finding that niche, kind of sort of like, I'm going back to science class, but finding that niche that you just like, you fit in, you're comfortable, you're happy with the people in your space, it'll make your transition a lot easier. And lastly, homesickness was a big, big thing for me. I'm a mama and daddy's girl, so being away from them was very hard. I don't have it with me actually, but my best friend, my first year, got me a UT pillow pet. Caro has one, we have the same one. And it just really helped, like having a blanket or a piece of clothing or just something that reminds you of home. Having that with you will also help with your transition and also a phone call. You miss them, call them, text them, just let them know, hey, I'm thinking of you, I miss you. And those phone calls have gotten me through a lot of tough days at UT. So I think that's a good way to sum up how I made my transition the best I could.
Yeah, Courtney and Linda, thank you guys so much for sharing your stories. Like you guys said, like connection at UT is like super, super important. Building that community here is honestly like one of the best things that you could do. And as well, like calling home, like, yeah, like make sure you call your parents. But thank you so much. Also, what did you do in the summer before your freshman year that helped you get ready for UT?
So I'll answer this one. So I'm from out of state. Again, I'm from Alpharetta, Georgia. So I had no one going into UT. I didn't know anyone. So I forced myself to make friends. When I was at orientation, I went out to a social event every single night. Tried to making friends. I tried talking to everyone I could. And even when I got onto campus, I would sit in the dining room table. I would sit next to a random person. And I would just go, "Hey, I'm Jake." And I would just introduce myself over and over again. And even if you can't sit in a dining room table and introduce yourself across, like you guys have like Facebook, like use that to your full potential, like use HornLink. It's a great way to make friends, and friends make all the difference at UT. I tell you that right now.
And also, I was like, I can also answer this question. I spent a lot of my time before attending UT, like in the summer, talking to my roommate. She was a random pick, but I felt like it was best that we probably like connected a little bit first and talked. And it made it like less uncomfortable, I guess. Like I wasn't just gonna go in the fall and like meet some just random. So we talked a lot about like some of our boundaries. Sometimes having those conversations like before like meeting them kind of like works, because you don't want to have any surprises, and just getting on the same page and like the same like tune, I guess, and vibe, like it helps. Also, like I did a lot of like community service at my local dental office, and that luckily turned out to be like an internship down the road. So getting that experience like helped, and like using that money from the internship, I was saving for school, and I was also working as a waitress on the side so that I could like also save for some of my financial stuff. Because again, like I'm a first generation student, I did not know like how I was going to save for it, but it did work out. Also, like I applied for some scholarships, and just like keeping up with financial aid and using like Texas One Stop helped a lot, because again, like financial stuff, you have to work out. And yeah, that's what I did my summer.
Oh my gosh, girl, you had a busy summer. We love to see it. We love to be prepared persons. But thank you again so much for sharing. Like Jake and Courtney said, making sure like you're prepared might help you a little bit with your nerves. But once you come to UT, like everybody's been saying, it's like you'll figure stuff out as long as along the way, and you'll have your friends to do that with you. So that's one of the really cool things and exciting things about the college experience. On to our next question. What was the biggest difference between high school and UT?
Yeah, I can go ahead and answer this one. For me, it was really just living on my own for the first time and having all those like freedoms and responsibilities, since, for the first time and ever. So just kind of navigating that. But something that was really helpful for me was my FIG. So FIGs are, they're utilized in a lot of majors and colleges. They stand for first year interest group. And so it's just a time during the week where you meet for about an hour with your FIG mentor, who's like an upperclassman in the same major, and also with your advisor in there. My FIG mentor and I, we really, I guess we kind of became really close throughout the semester. And so I still talk to him. I actually work with him on campus. And so he really helped me out, just kind of setting an example for me. But yeah, I would definitely say my FIG is the biggest thing, because also whenever you meet, you go through like a lot of different resources about how you can make the most of your time, like how to use the Sanger Learning Center, all the resources in the PCL, like the Writing Center, all that stuff, the Public Speaking Center, is all super helpful, and really made that transition a lot smoother for me.
Yeah, definitely, Josh. I utilize those resources constantly. Some of the biggest things that, in my experience, saw between high school and coming to UT is just all the opportunities available to students, whether it be research or social clubs or different extracurricular activities. by far, UT has just a plethora of different activities that you can do. For me, for example, I was a part of the Longhorn Band, and that was one of the biggest things that made it to where I could, gain a community at the university, get a part of an organization that I loved, I had a passion for. And it really allowed me to meet new people, meet new friends, and sort of take advantage of all the opportunities that UT has to offer. But sort of more on the academic side, one of the biggest things that I recommend is going to office hours, sort of connecting with your professors, because that is one of the biggest ways that you can show, one, you're committed to that class. Two, you're interested in learning about the subject. And three, you can just find out so many different types of resources and research that your professor is involved in. For example, like one of the things that I'm doing this summer actually is doing research with one of my professors. And the only way that I found out about her research was going to those office hours, talking to her, making those connections. And that's one of the biggest things that I think between high school and UT that students should utilize is office hours and all the clubs and oars that you can take advantage of.
And boy, do we have tons of orgs for you guys. We have, I think, over 1,000 organizations, all ranging from service orgs to social orgs to like even orgs about like culture and everything. So yeah, there are tons of resources that you guys can like utilize, like Sterling said, office hours, joining those orgs, just being a little social, even just having fun with your figs. That's super exciting. Thank you so much, Josh and Sterling. That was awesome. On to our next question. So again, with all of the resources that UT has, can you guys tell us about an office, a staff member, or faculty member that helped you in your transition to UT? And how did you connect with them? Like, how was that experience?
Yeah, I can take this one again. For me, like the biggest part, like a staff member or anything like that helped me a lot was definitely my advisor. So obviously I met him at orientation and my advising appointments, and he was just super helpful with helping me figure out my degree plan and figure out the classes I need to take. And also I'm going to plug the FIGs again. I think they're awesome because the advisor meets with you as well in that session. So he's just there's a weekly time where you can just kind of question them, talk about all these things that you have in your future about your time at UT. And they're just a really great resource that you should definitely take advantage of. Definitely your advisor.
Totally. And I can actually answer this one as well. I was super nervous going into Gesture. I knew I wanted that like residence hall experience, but it was kind of like a little nervous to just see like so many people there. But actually like my RA, she was the best resource I could have like. Honestly, to this day, like we're still friends, and we're coworkers actually at the now. But she helped me get involved. She encouraged me to actually get involved into the Residence Hall Council, which that gave me a lot of like really cool. See, Jake was in it too. It gave me a lot of experience, just getting to like see kind of behind the scenes of like how residence halls work. I got to put on events for other residents. It was really fun. And again, like it allowed me to interact with one of my advisors. She was advising for the Residence Hall Council, but she's also the complex coordinator for Gesture East. Honestly, she has been an angel to me. She led me to a lot of different resources, but she exposed me to a lot of new opportunities. I'm thinking about like going into higher education just because of like those one-on-one interactions I had with her. And then later when I became an RA, she was my supervisor, and like Josh said, having those one-on-one interactions really do help because it makes UT seem like a smaller place, and like it makes it feel more at home, and then that people like really like do care and genuinely like are there for you. So honestly, like my RA and my complex coordinator were like the best. Honestly, angels. If you guys would like to live in the residence halls, go to Gesture East so you guys get to meet them. I might be biased though. All of residence halls is amazing, of course. And for those of you who are living off campus, there are a lot of resources as well that you guys can utilize with our partnerships with different campus offices to guys help minimize like the transitions as well. But yeah, definitely get involved. Go to those events. All of the RA events and like the Resident Hall Council events were super amazing. Also, RA stands for Resident Assistant, which are similar to OAs. They're other peer leaders, and they live in the residence hall with you guys to, again, help you in any way that you can, in any way they can. All right, so for our next question, what did you learn about yourself in your transition to UT? And can you tell us more about this journey? Like, what was it like?
So I can answer this one. Again, I'm going to UT. I'm nowhere close to any of my family. So I felt like as soon as I got there, I felt like I had just learned how to adult on my own. And like, one of the things you'll quickly realize is that like the whole meme of like, oh, adulting is hard is like, it's not really that hard if like you got like there's a lot of resources that actually like can help you out. For instance, a really kind of scary story that I actually had is that like my first week in Austin, like at UT with no family around, I got appendicitis. And like that was a bit scary, but like I stayed calm. Like I didn't know at first. I just was like, hey, I know that there's a nursing a helpline that's 24 hours that I was on Healthy Horns. It's a nice little like I guess like the medical center phone page. I don't know. It's a nice, good resource. I went there, I called the number, and they told me to go to the doctor's office, and I would have never gone if I hadn't called them and realized I had appendicitis. So yeah, like adulting, it may be hard, but like there's plenty of things around. Like Kara was talking about like RAs will help you out. Their job is to basically be, in a sense, like your half parent. Like there's a plenty of resources around to help you be an adult. Don't worry about adulting.
Yeah, totally. Like Jake said, RAs, there are supposed to be like a parental figure, but also like I like to call them professional big sisters or big brothers, because they honestly were. And shout out if you get to live in 2400 Oasis, I will be your professional big sister. Yay! But actually, I can talk on this as well. I actually took a gap year in between high school and college. And during that year, like I thought like I had it all together. It's like adulting, yeah, like it's not that hard. And then when I came to UT, I thought I was all prepared. And then I realized that like it's okay to not know everything. That is the reason why we have all of these resources. And throughout this whole panel, like we've literally like said resources. I assume like 1,000 times already, but we do have a lot of resources because UT cares and tries to like support their students. So again, it's okay to not know everything. It's okay. Like I honestly did not know how to like call like the advice line, like the nurse advice line. I actually called it once, and like I didn't know about it until they like I reached out to my RA and they were like, oh yeah, you can call this place. I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. But I know like some people like didn't know how to do laundry, and again, like it's okay to not know everything. Like that is the point of college, is to learn to like educate yourself on not just like your academic side, but also like adulting life, like getting that experience. So again, it is okay to not know everything. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn. So as long as you have that attitude, like you will be golden. But yeah, so along with that, can I ask everyone, like, so what is one piece of advice that you would have shared with an incoming UT student about transition to UT, whether again, that's plugging in those figs again or anything, but like, what advice do you wish someone had told you about transition to UT?
I'll go first here. Definitely, people want to make friends. You might be scared, but people want friends. Go make friends. Trust me, they want you.
Yeah, for me, I definitely think like getting plugged in, finding things you're interested in, or also using your resources as anything. Any problem you're having, there's probably a resource for you can find. And also like finding upper class with more experience you can like get advice from and just learn stuff from. So.
Once again, like I'm gonna jump in real quick. But yeah, getting involved, literally, whether it be like a social org, a service org, or just research or those figs, like get involved, like meet people, like honestly, they're gonna be the wonders of your world, to quote my dear Lord Adele. But honestly, getting involved is one of the greatest things that you're gonna do, because it helps you with your experience, as well as like making sure that you're having fun throughout this whole time. Like we're young, like let's live.
My advice to incoming students is you won't have the answer to everything, and that's perfectly okay. Just use the resources and peers and connections around you to like find your path at UT.
I actually have a personal motto, and that's something I'd want to tell any student coming to UT, and that is expand your horizons. Come to UT and take advantage of all the opportunities that it has to offer. Go to your office hours, talk to new students, take advantage of all the resources. Take coursework that you might not think you may be interested in, but that very well could put you on the path to a major, a minor, other coursework. It very well could put you on a path for your career. Take advantage of everything that UT has to offer: clubs, orgs, research, professors, students, everything. Do as much as you can and as fast as you can, because these years they'll probably go fast. And looking back at them, you want to make sure that you take advantage of as much as you can.
One thing that hits home so deep for me, and I tell everyone that I meet, I've told every single orientee that I've had, please take care of yourself. I know we come in with the idea that I have to get a 4.0, I have to go to graduate school, I have to be in everything, I have to accomplish so much, I have to get internships, I have to work a job, I have to do all this, but health is wealth. If you are not physically and mentally healthy, you're not going to succeed. And I hate to be, I don't know if that's the negative Nancy talking or whatever it is, but if you're not taking care of yourself mentally, physically, it's just not going to be okay. You're going to come unglued like I did last semester. Just to be completely transparent, I had a complete breakdown, called my mom, said I want to transfer, I want to do all that. But thank God I didn't. I'm still here. But it was because I was putting too much pressure on myself. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was staying up till 5 a.m. studying for a test, trying to get 100 that I got an F on. Like, it's just things like that. You can't prioritize, I don't want to say material things, because of course grades are important, especially if you want to go to graduate school. That's totally important. I'm not knocking that at all, but you can't prioritize things like that over your own mental well-being, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be healthy enough to do what you're set to do if you're not mentally there. And to plug in the counseling and mental health center on campus, please utilize it. You're not crazy for going to counseling. You're not crazy for asking for help. You're not crazy for being stressed. It's just, and those are things that I really had to learn. Like, just take care of yourself no matter what. Like, your grades are important, but your health is more important. Your well-being is more important. People seeing you happy and you generally feeling happy is important. And along with that, just have fun. Like, college is going to be one of the best experiences of your life. It's been one of the best experiences of my life. So just go out, have fun, prioritize, but do it healthily. Take care of yourself more than anything.
Yeah, Linda, like I cannot have said it any better. That please take care of yourself, whatever that means to you. Like, utilize all of the resources that campus has, like the CMHC, which is the Counseling and Mental Health Center. It's a great resources, but also like calling home every now and then, making sure you're taking care of, like, like that feeling of homesickness, getting involved, like talking to people. Like, it's okay to ask for help. Like, that's what we're here for. That's the whole reason why we have all of these resources in the first place. But yeah, Linda, thank you so much for putting that out there. Like, self-care is super important. Please take care of yourselves, whatever that means to you. But again, wow, amazing answers across the board. I would just like to put that out there, like literally amazing. I wish I had these panels when I was a freshman, because like that would have been amazing. But thank you so much for our lovely OAs. Again, thank you so much, class of 2024. It has been an amazing ride getting to know you guys, because y'all are the funniest and like honestly like some of the most talented people, like classes I've ever seen. So we're super excited. If we haven't seen you at orientation yet, we're super excited to meet you, and we're super excited to see like all of the amazing things that you guys are going to be doing here at the 40 Acres. So again, thank you so much for tuning in into our OA summer panels. We'll keep a lookout on the next one, but thank you so much for coming. Hug